joined over phone line with our editor-in-chief, Wasbir Hussain. So, Wasbir, extremely volatile situation in Manipur's hill districts. Not an easy time for the authorities, not an easy time for Chief Minister Biren Singh either. Wasbir.
Absolutely, Priya. This is an unprecedented situation that has occurred in the hill districts of Manipur. It's a very, very challenging situation for Chief Minister Biren Singh. This is the biggest challenge as far as Biren Singh is concerned in his current latest tenure. The unrest in the hills. There are several factors. If you look at a broad overview of the situation right now, in fact, several factors have culminated in what we are seeing on our screens now in the last 48 hours. Now, the policy towards the reserve forest, how to encroach the reserve forest, the question is whether the state government had a discussion across the board before initiating these steps or not. Yes. The forest areas needs to be cleared. There is no doubt about that. The forest has to be protected. The reserve forests have to be protected. Government land has to be freed from encroachers. Nobody is denying that. Nobody is debating on that. But some of the people are arguing in the area are saying that they were not given time, that there was no proper thorough discussion, that some of them had no other alternative places to live. So these are some of the issues which the locals are raising. So there are a lot of grievances on that count. And LM Khaute, the MLA from Churachandpur, who has recently joined the BJP and the former DGP, he had taken the initiative. And following his intervention, the eviction operations have been kept on hold. So that is still on hold. So that is one of the reasons why the people are absolutely angry. The second thing which the Chief Minister has been insisting again and again, including recent conversations with me, is that the state government had cracked down on poppy cultivation, cracked down on the drug syndicates. So there's an influential drug lobby. The beneficiaries of this drug money are also angry against the state government. So this is not to say, I'm not trying to say that the protesters are backed by the drug mafia or the drug lord. I'm not saying that at all. This is what the Chief Minister is saying, that a powerful drug lobby is also acting against the government because their interests are being hurt. They have been hit like never before. So this is also one of the points being raised by the Chief Minister. And now, another thing is that the recent demolition of some churches, places of worship, which were supposed to have been erected in government land, that is also a cause for anger or anguish among the people. So all these factors combined together have led to this boil. The situation has come to a boil after all these factors combined together. These issues were bottled up, apparently, perhaps bottled up among the local people in the area, in the hill district, whether it is in Churachandpur, whether it is in Kangpokpi and other places. Now, in this kind of a situation in Manipur, we always see a brute force being unleashed upon the people. I'm not talking about the present incident. I'm talking about the past. I'm not also talking about the Biren Singh government. I'm talking about every government in Manipur, which always attempts to crush down people's protests with a brute force. Which we don't see in many other states in the country today. Now, in this situation, people would have expected peace committees to have been formed. I don't know whether they have been formed on the ground. And another thing in this kind of a situation, Priya, in Manipur, is that the government does not speak out. There is no official briefing. There is no official briefing from the police. The DGP does not speak to the media. When media tries to contact to get the exact picture. So now some media is saying 50 people may be injured. Some media is saying 10 people are injured. We want a correct figure from the government, which the government does not give. So these are issues that escalate a situation. This kind of a situation when there is no briefing from the government. Yes, the Chief Minister Biren Singh he speaks to the media when approached, but he doesn't call a press conference to update on the situation. Now, the DGP does not call the press conference to update on the situation. The IGP Law and Order does not speak on the situation. Now, who is going to talk about what the situation is on the ground? So that has the potential to, come up with potential for the media to rely on facts which may not be what the government thinks. So the government has to speak in this kind of situations when the situation is volatile. So, for example, We don't know what steps are the government taking as of today, 48 hours after the incident, to defuse the crisis. So we don't know whether peace committees have already been formed by the government because the government has not told us so. If the government gives us a regular press briefing, that also helps, but that is also not there. There is no written press statement coming out from the government either, and there is no tweets from the chief minister on the situation. So when everybody is quiet, when everybody tries to give on a denial mode, when everybody says that everything, there is no issue in the hills of Manipur, whereas the pictures speak otherwise, I think that is where the situation goes wrong.
Right, Wasbir. So this is not the first time that Chief Minister Biren Singh is handling this kind of crisis. So do you think he will once again tide over the situation?
See, while saying all this, I must also say that Chief Minister Biren Singh is a very experienced political leader. He's a veteran political leader. He has seen all these things before. He has seen dissidents within the BJP party. He has seen a faint attempt by at least 4 to 5 MLAs to come up with a dissenting voice. Even this time, these 4 MLAs have now returned to Manipur after being in Delhi for several days. The Chief Minister says they were on treatment. They say that they were not on treatment. They were trying to meet the central leaders to talk about the situation. Now, that's a different story. I'm not going to go into this debate. But what I'm saying is that Chief Minister Biren Singh is a veteran political leader. He has a lot of experience. He was with the Congress party. He is now with the BJP in his second term as Chief Minister. So one would expect him to open channels of communication with the protesters. One would expect him to bring some of the to have a meeting with the top leaders. One would expect him to form a committee, send them to the hills to talk things out and resolve the crisis in an amicable manner. For example, Aulanlal Haukip, a BJP MLA from Saikot, he has come up with this tweet which was just reported, saying that we are not a junta. We are a government elected by the people. We are a government for the people. So brute force is not necessary. So this brute force that we see on the ground is not necessary. Of course, we cannot allow people to, we are not a banana republic, and we cannot allow mob to torch government offices after government offices. That also cannot be tolerated. But at the same time, a human face is also necessary. It has to be a combined effort. It has to go parallelly. A human face approach and a carrot and stick policy is the need of the hour. And I don't know whether there is any effort to diffuse the crisis through a means of dialogue at this point in time. Whether the government has taken any initiative or not, we don't know, because the Manipur government usually is extremely silent on these matters and do not talk to the media.
Right, Wasbir. Well, the situation is still volatile in Manipur. We also have our correspondent, Sharat Chandra from Imphal, joining us live right now.
Sharat, welcome to this broadcast. Sharat, why is the Manipur government not reacting to the situation? Do you think that everybody is going to believe that nothing is happening in the Hill district?
I think that since yesterday we have seen in a situation to Churampur district too volatile. But now I think government, this civil administration need to come forward with a plan to have in a very democratic manner, so that talk can be negotiated with the civil society leader, very particularly the tribal indigenous forum. So now that is the only way to pacify the very volatile situation in the Churampur district of Manipur, which has been erupted since last 48 hours.
Sarat, there is a bureaucracy in place. There is a chief secretary in Manipur. The chief secretary will not say a word. The director general of police will not speak. The IGP law and order will not speak. The SP of Churachandpur will not speak. The district magistrate of Churachandpur will not speak. The chief minister says that nothing is happening. So what are the people what are media people like you? How will you get access? Because the pictures, the videos which are emerging from the scene of action, they speak otherwise, absolutely volatile situation. And you can see a lot of cops on the streets. You can see people, the policemen using armored vehicles. Policemen are firing tear gas shells. They are opening blank fire. So this is only leads to a lot of panic among the people.
Yeah, actually, you see, yes, so far as Chief Minister and Biren Singh is concerned, yesterday on the sideline one event which took place at the Hapta Kangjaipung, Imphal East, Chief Minister briefed the media regarding the Suchampur situation. Yes, so far as the comments from many angles, very particularly from the police officials, this Chief Secretary is concerned, as of now, no. Yes, might be they are busy, they are having a very difficult time handling the situation in Suchampur district, but we also do learn that many high-ranking officials.
Salat, you have been covering for the last 30 years. You have been. Hello, can you hear me, Salat?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You have been a reporter for 2.5 decades. I have been in this profession for 4 decades. Now, busy is not the word. This is the situation where the Chief Secretary, the DGP, the Chief Minister, the Home Minister, this is the time when they should speak to the media. They have to make time for the media because they have to enlighten the people. They have to tell what is going on. Otherwise, the situation may be blown out of what is actually on the ground. If the government say tomorrow that this is the creation of the media, nobody is going to believe it. Because unless there is some word from the government, people have to believe on visuals which we see on the screen.
Yeah, you have rightly mentioned that though in a very particular the Suchampur district, internet is already been blackout. So common people, citizens, they are just go through the social media check, and in the social media many news are viral without any cross check,
right.
without any only thing. So one has to depend to the mainstream media, and yes, so far as the mainstream media is concerned, officials from the police, officials from the civil administration need to be updated time to time so that people have the right information. That is where transparency need to be maintained in terms of communication with the people is concerned.
Okay, Sarat Chandra, thank you very much.